Hey, it's Fred again from Drive Life. We're reviewing the latest Model Y here this week. Quite a few improvements on the new model. It's got improved suspension. We've got double glazed glass. We've got a screen for the back seat, electrically folding rear seats, and just an overall better car, or is it? We're going to spend a week with the car and tell you what it's like. We're going to start with the design and some of the exterior features. We'll talk about the range. We'll look at the interior, and then give you some driving impressions of what it's like to live with. So let's see how it goes. Front on, huge improvements in the design of this car. It's got rid of that ugly duckling look, and now it's the belle of the ball. It looks amazing on the road. That full width light bar looks excellent. Those narrow LED headlights, fantastic at night, and adaptive LEDs as well. It's a lot cleaner at the front, it's probably cleaner than the BYD Sea Lion, and it's just overall gone to a fantastic looking car. So we've got the Model Y here, and we've got the Sea Lion 7, absolute direct competitors to each other. Which looks better at the front? Your choice really, personal choice. I do love that full width light bar on the Tesla. It definitely looks more futuristic than the BYD, but the BYD's got some good design elements as well. It's a bit busier. This is a bit cleaner at the front, but again, just a personal choice. Instead of a traditional key with your Model Y, you get two key cards. So you can just walk up to the driver's pillar, tap it on here, get in and drive the car. And as long as you've got that key card in the car, you can just drive away. You don't have to turn the car on, you just drive off. When you're finished, another tap on the pillar, lock the car, walk away. A couple of things on that. It doesn't work on the other pillar, so if you've got your arms full of stuff and you want to dump them on the passenger seat, you're going to have to come around the side of the car to unlock it. I've actually been using my phone, so my phone's Bluetooth to the car and connected. So as long as I've got my phone in my pocket, I can lock or unlock the car or drive it. So I've actually just left these at home. I don't really need them. If you want to go old school, you could still buy a traditional key fob from Tesla, but obviously it's going to cost you money. Side on, not too much has changed in the new car. It looks the same, and that's fine by me. It's still a good looking car, especially in this blue colour, glacier blue. It's still got Tesla's pop-out door handles that people really struggle with, and I've still had people who have stood there shrugging their shoulders because they don't know how to open the door. Once you've done it once, it's okay. The Sea Lion 7 has BYD's normal motorised door handles, so they've got one up on Tesla there, but still a good looking car inside. Around the back of the car, design has improved a lot. It looks a lot cleaner, a lot more futuristic, and there's that full width reflectorized lamp that Tesla's going on about. They're saying it's the widest reflectorized lamp of any car, and it looks absolutely excellent, and the Tesla logo on the leaf that gets lit up at night looks cool. They're suggesting that that actually looks like an afterburn on a rocket. I think that's taken a bit too far, but it does look great. Nice little ducktail spoiler on the boot. Again, no rear window wiper, so in the rain you can't see a hell of a lot out the back window. I guess if there's one thing on the design of the rear of the Tesla Model Y I don't like, is that it feels quite heavy here. There's just a lot of not much going on, and it just feels really heavy when you're looking at the car flat on at the back. It just looks like a massive panel of not much. Otherwise, looking good. Around the back, it's pretty much the same sort of scenario. Model Y looks a bit more futuristic. That reflectorized lamp looks very cool. BYD still looks good, a bit busier here, cleaner here, but again, just one of those personal choice things. Which one do you like? There's a lot of wow factor going on inside the new model. It looks amazing, and part of that has to be down to this white upholstery. It's vegan leather, and I know mums and dads out there are saying, holy cow, white upholstery with kids, it's just going to get so grubby. And it's vegan leather, so it's basically synthetic, and you can clean it just with a damp cloth and all that clay will come off. Don't worry about it. But as a guy who's sick of black interiors, this looks stunning. It's not just the seats, it's on the door panels as well. It looks awesome. We've got nice ivory headliner as well, so that with a panoramic roof, the whole car is just so light and airy inside. It's an absolute standout feature. I also like that Tesla's included 2 QI wireless charging pads here. So a lot of car companies, it looks like 2 pads, but it's only one, but this will charge 2 phones at the same time, no problem. The old Model Y had the same pano roof. It doesn't open, but it still lets in a lot of light. But that previous generation, the heat inside the cabin was intense on hot summer days. So Tesla's taking that to heart, and they've actually claiming that there's 70% less heat transfer coming through the new roof, with some silver lining in the glass. It's the middle of winter now, can't really tell, but it should be a lot better at summertime. There's a lot of storage in this car. Being an EV, it's flat floor, so there's gallons of space. And saying that, just like when I went to the launch, the glove box just doesn't open. I don't know why, but it doesn't work. But you don't really need the glove box in this car. I'm sure Tesla will fix that. These two cubbies in the center console are massive. This one will eat your arm, it's so deep. You can get a lot of stuff in here, it's huge. And then we've got our cup holders here, and then we've got another huge cubby back here. So not as deep as the front one, but easily fit a digital SLR camera in there, no problem at all. So heaps of storage. If there's another big improvement for 2025, it's the materials used in here and the fit and finish. The upgrade materials can't be understated. It is so much better. Things feel soft, they feel premium. It's beautifully put together. There is no funky panel gaps or anything that you don't want to see anyway. It is perfectly put together and it feels excellent. There's a new steering wheel for 2025. Still got Tesla's thumb wheels on there. Not my favorite, they're just a little bit awkward to use, and thumb wheels are generally my choice, but they just don't quite work as well as I'd like. But otherwise, the interior fit and finish, absolutely perfect. The main screen is standard Tesla, so you still get things like fart mode and games and streaming video access. It's all very high resolution, especially the map. Google Maps is amazing. There's also the light show, this one here, so you can play some music and the car will operate the windows, the mirrors, the tailgate and all the lights in conjunction with the song you're playing. Imagine that at the campground, great fun. There's a lot of customization as well, so we can turn on fart mode and have farts on demands or farts on turn signals. We can have a rainbow road for when we're driving on autopilot. We can change the color of our car to whatever color we want. Let's change it today to blue, why not? So on the screen now, the car will come up blue. It's a huge range of streaming sources here for your audio, so you can just pick from one of those. I do like that Tesla's still got Joe mode. So we've got Joe mode down the bottom here. Joe's a guy that owned a Tesla quite a few years ago, and he had small children, and all the sounds in the car kept waking his kids up, so he complained to Tesla. They created Joe mode, and that cuts out a lot of the noises down to about 50% and quietens them down so you don't wake up your small children. You can use voice commands for changing a lot of things, especially in air conditioning. You can just tell the car to turn on your heated seats or your ventilated seats or your heated steering wheel, or turn the temperature up or down. You can't adjust the vents with the voice, but you can just go into this menu and drag the vents wherever you want them to go. So just drag your finger around and the vents will go wherever you decide to tell them to go. Rear legroom is ridiculous, there's so much of it. You can stick your feet right under the front seats. So a long trip, this would be a very comfortable car to be in, even for lanky teenagers. Another Tesla bonus, as always, is that they undercut the center console, so even your middle seat passenger has somewhere to put their feet, and that's not as common as we would like. So it's great that they've continued that on. You've got the new for 2025 screen here for the kids. So they've got streaming video, games. Some of these are dual player games. You can sync up to 2 Bluetooth headsets into this screen, so your parents in the front don't have to listen to Bluey playing from an Auckland to Wellington trip. That would drive them crazy. So yeah, it's a great little feature. I think it's 7 inches, so not huge, but crystal clear as the front screen. They can adjust their own aircon back here as well. You've also got 2 USB-C ports down the bottom, so you can charge your devices up. Excellent map pockets, not that we have maps anymore, but stuff for kids putting their empty wrappers, and it's really comfortable. There's plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. The seats are quite firm, but I think it'd still be quite comfy on a long road trip. This whole interior just screams look at me. I mean, the white vegan leather, the materials, the space, the light, It's just an excellent place to be. It's faultless. It's just so nice in here. I can imagine a lot of people just getting in, going for a test drive and just falling in love with it based on this interior. 9 out of 10. Well done, Tesla. After customer feedback, the opening of the new car's boot is actually a lot wider than before to make it more practical. We've got an enormous 854 litres of space in here with the rear seats up. That massively blows away the C-Line 7 500 litres. When you put those seats down, you've got 2,158 litres of space. Massive amount of room, so very practical, even though it's got this semi-fastback design. So much space in this new model. And we've also got some storage under the floor. In this car it holds a cargo cover. There's 105 litres of space under the cargo cover. And if we really want to, we can lift up this one as well for some more shallow storage. And then again on the sides we've got these hugely deep bins where you can fit a lot more stuff in, so never wanting for space in this car. On the sides we've got the new for 2025 folding rear seats, so just hit the button. Tesla says they fold flat. Not quite flat to me if we've got a ruler out, but still very handy. You finish, hit the button, up they come, and the other button does the other seat. Those buttons are also inside each door at the back, so you can do it from there. You don't have to go to the boot to do that. Excellent boot, massive space, very practical. So the interior on this car, pretty damn good. What about the rest of it? What's it like to live with for a week? At the launch I commented on how good that car was. That was only a day's driving, so you never know. What's it like to actually live with day to day as a daily driver? It's actually pretty bloody good. Those changes in suspension, the double glazing in the glass, have really improved this car. It rides so much better, handles better, it's a lot quieter inside, a lot less road and tyre noise. It's a big improvement over the outgoing model. That double glazing on the glass has improved the road and wind noise quite substantially, but also there's been change in aerodynamics, especially at the front of the car, and that's helped reduce the wind noise as well, according to Tesla. And again, it has made a big difference. So those owners who find their Tesla Model Y a bit noisy, this one, they've done very well. I guess that might have highlighted a suspension knock in the back of our test car. It's not bad, but it's definitely there, and maybe you wouldn't heard that before. I'm sure I need to fix this test car and Tesla will sort it out, but there's a bit of a banging coming from the back on some corners. Not bad, but surprising. To make the car ride better, Tesla have put softer springs in the car. They've got frequency adaptive dampers as well, and they've reduced the suspension components down, and it's made a huge difference to the car. I was just charging up somewhere, and a Model Y owner, the previous gen, came over and said he was a bit disappointed in the ride in his car. Was a new one better? Chalk and cheese. Big improvement, well worth it. So with those suspension changes, you can actually punch this car around the bends pretty well, and I think I proved that on the launch when we went out to Pihara in West Auckland. Windy roads, wet but very windy, and the car did brilliantly. It did very well. The steering is quite direct. There's I think 0.4 more turns lock to lock than the previous model, but it's still pretty quick. The steering is probably heavier than some drivers would like, and that's surprising because normally we're complaining about the steering being too light. You do actually get 3 options to pick from your steering weighting, and even the lightest, it's still fairly heavy, but I'm fine with that. When I say heavy, it's just heavier than other cars, and it feels good. It's got a nice feel to the steering when you're going around the bends as well. As well as the ride being so much better than before, the brakes are better too. There's actual 2 options on regenerative braking now. Before we had none. So the actual power of the brakes on the car plus the regen, it can haul it down from speed very quickly, no drama. So overall drivability of this car hugely improved, and not just improved because the old car was really bad, but improved to the point where it's top of the class now. It's extremely drivable, feels great on the road. No complaints about driving this car every single day. Although we get those 2 options on the regenerative braking now, it's still not adaptive. So many other brands, even cheaper brands, Chinese brands, are putting an adaptive regen, and that means that if I'm driving along and there's a car in front of me, I lift off the accelerator pedal, the car will apply more regen into the batteries to slow it down because it knows there's a car in front. If there's nothing in front of me and I take my foot off the gas like I am now, the car will just coast. There's nothing to slow down for. The Model Y doesn't do that. There's just two options of regen. It's not adaptive. It still works, and it's still one pedal driving. You can effectively just drive on the accelerator pedal, ease off the gas, and the car will slow down and come to a stop. But adaptive regen is really where it's at, so hopefully we'll see that on the next release. Something that hasn't improved at all is visibility in this car. The C-pillar, it's pretty big. The A-pillar too is massive, and Tesla haven't tilted it sideways like some manufacturers do to reduce the impact, but I do find myself having to look around the pillar when I'm driving, parking, whatever, looking for pedestrians, cyclists, other traffic. It's a really big blind spot. Another negative on the visibility, as we mentioned in the design, no rear wiper, but also the car's got blind spot monitoring, and you really need that with that lack of visibility out the back. But it's just a tiny red dot here on the speaker. It's quite small, and it's sort of obvious, but so many other brands put that on the mirror because it's the right place to put it. It's the safest place to put it instead of putting it somewhere else, and that does impact on your visibility. Easier to see at night, of course, but during the day I'm looking at my mirror. I'm not looking at the speaker to see if there's someone next to me. Drivetrain of the new model is effectively the same as the outgoing Model Y. The battery on the rear wheel drive has increased slightly in size to 62.5 kilowatt hours, and that gives you a range of up to 466 kilometers. It sounds really good, although we've had some really cold weather and days that hasn't got above 10 degrees in Wellington, and my first lot of driving saw a range of 278 kilometers. Not that great. The car's been using around 16 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers of energy, and that's a really impressive number. Cars are sized generally around 20 plus kilowatt hours per 100 k's. Tesla have always been excellent in that department. It's so good to have an actual indicator stalk back in the Model Y. Yay! So it works. No more flipping little toggles to make the indicators work. And saying that, it doesn't lock on, so you flick it up and it goes back to the center position, and then the car decides if you want to turn them off, or if you want to turn them off. I was flicking the indicator back down. For example, if I was turning right and they stayed on, I would flick it down to turn it off, and then end up with that left right indicator going. There's some BMWs that do that too. It's a pain in the ass. It did actually take me a few days, I'm ashamed to say, to realize that if I'm turning right and the indicator doesn't turn off, I can flick the indicator right again and it turns it off. Who knew? Anyway, that worked, although I would still rather have just your normal everyday indicator stalk that works like 90% of the other cars, because that works. So while we have got that indicator stalk back, the speedo is still on the center display. Not ideal. I feel for my license, the car is so quiet and it's pretty punchy in performance, let's be honest. Having the speedo there where you have to look away from the road, it doesn't feel safe. I forget to check it sometimes because it's there, it's not in front of me. Why hasn't Tesla got a heads-up display yet? What is up with that? Just put a heads-up display in the car. You're this high-tech, modern thinking company. A heads-up display would be an absolute must for me. Not saying it's a deal breaker, but it's painful having it there on the screen, especially when the cars, I say, is this quiet, this smooth and this powerful. I guess that's why I've been using adaptive cruise quite a bit in my time with the Model Y, because I'm trying to save my license. So that's the way to do it. The auto steering function's been improved, Tesla says, for this year, and let's be honest, they've been the king of automatic steering for quite a while now. Still not sure about how long you can take your hands off the wheel for, because you can take them off for up to a minute 20, or that was the timing that I got. 50 seconds was a low time for me. Not sure around the law around that. Law says you should keep one hand at least on the wheel at all times, and yet I can drive on the motorway for, say, up to a minute 20 with no hands, and the car does a beautiful job of it. When I picked this car up, from the dealership in Wellington, and I asked the guy handing over the car what the story was, and he's probably been asked before from new owners, and he just said no comment. He didn't want to put himself into any legal position. Don't blame him at all. I would have said the same thing. So we'll see how that goes when that full self-driving package actually works in New Zealand. Can't wait for that. I love driving, but we've all seen those crap drivers out there who should not be driving, and can you imagine them with full self-driving where they're actually keeping left on the motorway, they're indicating, stopping at stop signs. Imagine that. Red lights. Imagine people actually stopping at red lights. Wouldn't that be incredible? So bring on full self-driving, make it cheaper, and let's get these crappy drivers off the road and out of the driving seat and have the car drive better. Another change for this year is standard LED adaptive headlights. So you can drive around and the lights will go on full beam, driving around other cars, and cars coming towards you, following traffic. They'll stay on high beam if they can and light up the sides of the road. It's a really great feature, and nice to see it's on both models, rear wheel drive and performance, and they just work well. I didn't have anybody flashing the lights at me, as some adaptive LEDs are slow to react. So yeah, great feature. Adaptive cruise control has been a strength for Tesla for some time now, and it is still very good. And I love how it's a stop-start system, so it doesn't matter if you stop on the motorway, for example, and stop-start traffic. When the cars in front move off, the car just moves off by itself. You don't have to press the accelerator pedal. It just beeps and then it drives away. I love that. It's a nice feature. If there's one little glitchy thing I found with this particular car, is that in stop-start traffic it can be quite jerky. So when the car in front moves off, I've noticed, not all the time, but sometimes it will start a bit, stop a bit, start a bit, stop a bit, and it's really quite uncomfortable and maybe a little bit car sick, I've got to say. So I turned it off the 2 times I did it. Probably it was only about 10% of the time that I used it, but I was quite surprised that it had that little glitch regardless. Cornering in this car, so much better than before. It can really stick quite well. I mean, it just handles very well. It's relatively flat. Nothing's really a drama. It's quite competent in that respect. I mean, it's a big improvement on the other car. The other car wasn't bad, but they've definitely made strides in this of making it corner and handle better. And it's still that nice steering feel that I mentioned before too. So handling is excellent. One other little glitchy thing I found was this display that shows cones, other traffic, what have you. It also shows traffic lights when you're at the lights, and they're red or they're green depending on what the lights are doing. And I was out on a red turning arrow, so I was turning, my arrow was red, and the light for straight ahead went green, and the car binged as if to say, the light's gone green, you can move off now. But I was on the red arrow, I couldn't move off. But I wonder if some people who are distracted, maybe on their phone at the lights, might hear that bing and then just freak out a bit and think they're holding up traffic and then take off. So yeah, a bit surprising that. I thought the car was a bit more intelligent, and it's overall it is pretty intelligent when it comes to that sort of thing. But yes, a little bit surprising that it picked up that red arrow, sorry, it picked up that green straight ahead light, even though it's still in a turning bay. Okay, let's sum it up. 5 likes and 5 dislikes of this car. My first like is the design is so much better looking than the other one. It's a huge difference. I see a lot of current gen, if you like, Model Y owners driving towards me, pointing and probably feeling a little bit jealous. It looks so much better than before. Second thing, ride and handling, both improved. It was a weak point of the previous gen, especially the ride, but it's massively improved now, and yeah, congratulations Tesla for sorting that out. Third like is the interior. It's awesome, especially when it's finished in this white. It looks fantastic, and the space is phenomenal. There's front, rear, boot, gallons of space. You got your 101 litre frunk as well, so there's more than enough room for everybody and all your stuff. So as far as an SUV goes, sports utility vehicle, Model Y has definitely got the utility part down pat. My fourth like would be the ease of driving this car. Lots of reasons. I mean, there's some not ease of driving, like the indicator stalk, better, got one, but not great. Changing gears on the dash, not great, but the sheer drivability overall is really good. And that includes things like just using my phone to unlock the car and to start the car. I don't need to carry anything else with me, just have my phone and I'm good to go. Handling, ride, all that stuff. It is a very easy car to drive overall. My last like, probably the price. Okay, it's exactly the same price to the dollar of the BYD C-Line 7 that we reviewed recently. This has got some extra equipment over the BYD, but the BYD has a heads-up display and a dashboard. But on the whole, electric folding rear seats, that rear screen, just general packaging and value, it is definitely one of my highlights of the car. So that's my likes. What about the dislikes? Not too many. Number one has to be the visibility. This hugely chunky A pillar, the fat C pillar, the tiny red LED for the blind spot monitoring, the lack of a rear window wiper. I don't think we'll ever see one on any Tesla, let's be honest. But visibility is not the best. Out the front it's okay, but the A pillar still blocks it, but definitely a dislike for me. My second dislike is the range. I was pretty surprised that I was only getting 268 to 300 kilometers out of a single charge, even allowing for cold and wet weather. Third dislike is probably these sun wheels. It's one of those annoying things, and it feels like a personal thing, but man, they're just hard to use left and right, and they've been that way for so long. It's like, just make them a bit bigger or have better indentations so I can actually slide them left and right without having to concentrate so much. That would be nice. My fourth thing disliking is the speedo here. I talked about that. It's okay. Give me a heads-up display, I'll be a lot happier. But having to look here in an EV, it's not ideal. My fifth dislike, I don't actually have a fifth one. I went through all my notes and thought, is there something else that would stop me buying this car? Probably not. And even the things I mentioned aren't really deal breakers. It's a very good car. If you weren't sure about a Tesla before, or the Model Y, because you didn't like the look of it especially, holy cow, go and test drive this one, check the specs. It's a very good car, and while there'll be people who will never buy a Tesla, for those who are on the fence, this is definitely one of the better Tesla models. Ka kite anō, or see you next time.